Okay, here's my first attempt at making a video like this. This is my Samsung Galaxy Z TriFold unboxing. The package was just delivered. Got it shipped from Hong Kong from Trinity Electronics. It ordered it on December 23rd. It shipped on December 23rd. But then due to, holidays, Christmas Eve, Christmas, and then the weekend, it took until today, December 30th. So about 1 week to arrive to me here in the United States in Kentucky. So still wrapped up in the FedEx packaging. First true unboxing. I believe this will be, it should be one of the few in Kentucky that have this device. I'd say one of the few in the United States who have the device. There we go. It was in a FedEx envelope. So that gets it open for me. Perfect. There's the TriFold. Everything's wrapped up really well, actually. And there we go. Galaxy Z TriFold. This is the Korean edition, 512. Everything's sealed nicely. Go ahead and take off the initial tape here. There we go. Oop. Perfect. Just like every other unboxing I've seen, but it's still exciting to me. So, inside of this box, we have our case and charging cable. During this video that you guys are going to see later, I'm going to do a bunch of the cases. I'll do allegedly Z Fold 7 stuff will fit. That carbon fiber feels good. Wish it came with a kickstand case, but I'll show you some solutions that I have for that here coming up. Ooh, look at the fingerprints on that automatically. Wow. That's a magnet. I'm going to try to show the compatibility with all of the Z Fold 7 type of accessories. So screen protector cases. I'm going to try to get some MagSafe going, and then I'll show you some charging, show carrier activation, all that good stuff, and give you some speed tests, charging information. Here is the, kind of like stuck in here. You have to pull this tab. Here's the TriFold. That's so freaking cool. Fold in. Fold in. Wow. Wow, it snaps into place compared to the Fold 7. It's heavy, but not terrible. Alright, more to come soon. I'm not great at transitions. This is obviously my first YouTube video of this style, so you're probably just going to see a snap out of one, snap into the next. See you soon. Alright, day 2, getting back into it. Used the TriFold for a complete day. Well, half of a day. Pretty great, right? I think that one of the standouts is the lip to help unfold it is pretty understated. It's pretty cool. I did notice yesterday I kept trying to fold it the wrong way, just out of like book style, out of the Fold 7. I'm just used to doing that. So, did try to fold it the wrong way a couple times. With the Fold 7, you're used to just folding. So there's the Fold 7. Here is the TriFold. Kind of crazy the difference, right? If you look at, it's just missing that third panel over here. Lengthwise, though, pretty much the same. One thing like I've done a lot of accessory stuff, so that's what the majority of this video is going to be talking about, is accessories. So I can tell you that the TriFold is just a shade taller than the Fold 7. So the example I'll give, I think this is a Pitaka case. I don't even remember. I think this is Pitaka. Yeah, it's Pitaka. And it's just the rear case, right, for the Fold 7. Fits on it, has MagSafe ring in it, obviously. Just fits on the back, and then I have a D-brand screen protector on the front. Well, I tried to put that on the back, so I was like, well, it's the same thing. If you can see, it's just a tiny bit. Doesn't fit exactly. So, like, I can force it on here, but the other problem is the speaker holes, if you can tell, are just a little bit off. So even if I did force it on there, speaker holes are going to be a little bit off. So not exactly lined up. And this doesn't give you any hinge protection, so I was hoping to use this, not able to. So that takes me to the case that came in the box, right? So the case that came in the box, no MagSafe, obviously, does have the hinge protector. I was always against doing stick-on rings, but decided I would do a stick-on ring because I need MagSafe. For charging in like kickstands and finger loop stuff, right? So this is my first time doing a stick-on metal plate, and I nailed it. I got it in a great spot to where I can even use magnetic power banks, which I couldn't use, obviously, with this guy because of the camera bump. So I just moved it down just a tiny bit more so I can get magnetic power banks on there. Now they clip on and work. So I'll show you some of sort of the functionality here, and then some hidden functionality I found out of the case. The hidden functionality that I'll show you first, when you're using this in portrait mode, there's a ledge because fingerprint magnet, but the hinge protector slides open, and it gives you sort of a ledge to put your fingers on to help hold it in portrait mode. So that's been pretty great. Let me fold this guy up. Right now I'm using this ring that I found on Amazon. It was, I don't know, $20 or so. But MagSafe ring, the finger loop twists independently. But the idea behind it is that it came with 2 extra straps, the ring straps, which means that these are going to wear out if they're already giving extra. But it just helps you hold on to it because the weight does get kind of heavy. Especially in tri mode, I really like the ring, so like I don't have to, be two-handing it. I'm sort of connected via the ring, so that really helps. And then it has a kickstand. Now, the problem with this guy is that the kickstand, because the device is so heavy, really only works at a certain angle, is the way I'm going to say it, right? So, like, you have to be kind of stood up. If you try to lean back too much, the kickstand's not strong enough. And what happens is it eventually gives out and folds up. So this one, I'm going to try a couple more. But this one, you have to be leaned up a good amount to give it a little bit of friction, which is fine because that's how I'm generally going to watch content anyway. But then just folds up. And the other hidden advantage of this guy is that it helps stabilize the back. So if you see here, it kind of lines up with the camera bump. Probably a better way to show it is this way. So when you have it flat down, it really doesn't wobble that much. Now without the kickstand on, you got a significant amount of wobble. I know that I'm not really showing it that well because I'm not zoomed in, but there's a significant amount of wobble, so this helps stabilize it. But as another example, right, so the MagSafe ring is on it. I've got a MagSafe charger here. I'm going to go ahead and pop that guy on. And there we go, we're charging. So wireless charging, showing, you know, that it's working. But yeah, MagSafe. And then like all my stands and everything now will work too, where with this guy with the Fold 7, the camera boom just got in the way. I couldn't really do it. So the MagSafe ring is great. Screen protectors. So I'm a big fan of D-brand on my Fold 7. So my Fold 7 gets these. The tray fits over it seamless. I don't use a front case on my Fold 7, so I didn't have to worry about a case-friendly version with that weird dip at the top. These are full screen. It does not. Just straight up does not fit on this guy. So I am going to have to figure out what I'm going to do for screen protection. It's just a shade off. So waiting for official screen protectors to come out for the TriFold. I don't think that the Z Fold 7 ones are going to work. It does have the film, the thin film. It's hard to see on here, but it does have the thin film screen protector on here. So it has something, but it's not the greatest. Charging speeds was the other thing that I wanted to talk about. Line these guys up. That's my iPhone Air in the middle there. Charging speeds was the other thing I wanted to talk about. I've only seen a max of 28 watts charging. Haven't been able to get up to the alleged 45 watts. But I also haven't drained the battery down to 0 yet. It's held pretty good battery, and I'm kind of weird about keeping battery charged. So maybe I'll let it drain down a lot and then try to see if I can get 45 watts out of it. I'm activated on Google Fi, and I'm activated on Verizon. So Verizon's a physical SIM. Google Fi is an eSIM that I've got going. Hang on just a second here. And you can see Verizon. Ooh. There we go. Sorry, focus. Verizon and Google Fi. My Verizon SIM is getting 200 down, 20 up with 5G. The Google Fi SIM is only getting 20 down with 5 up. And Google Fi said that it didn't recognize the device, so it was going to throttle me to 4G plus speeds. Kind of what I expected. Maybe that fixes and sort of goes from there. So that's my review so far. My daily carry now is the TriFold and my iPhone Air. Kind of a great combo. This is so stinking light compared to this. Obviously a lot bit thinner. So good sort of combo pack of having these two devices going at the same time. Sorry about video if it sucks. This is my first time doing something like this, so wanted to give it a shout. I'm sure people will complain, but I'd never claim to be a pro. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know.